Hello guys, okay, so we're going to do a Pilates video today which is going to be core focused. So what it's going to be is a really quick one, about 10-15 minutes. We're going to really work our core. You can do this any time of the day to sort of feel good and add it alongside your run or whatever you're doing. So we're going to get straight into it. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to lay down on our backs and we're going to stretch out really long here. Just going to check my camera. Stretching out all the way. Lovely, lovely. All the way. What we're going to do is we're going to come up into a seated position with control. We're engaging our abs here. So you want to make sure, again, your belly button is squeezing towards your spine as we lift up. So we're going to scoop up, lift up to the ceiling, and then lower down with control. A few more of these. Scoop up. Nice straight spine, nice and engaged, and lower down with control. Two more of these, scooping up, deep breath, breathe out and lower down with control. Last one, scoop up and lower down with control. This time what we're going to do is we're going to come up into our sort of boat position, so our V position. We're not going to touch the floor with our feet, so we're going to hold on behind our knees, or we're going to extend our hands out if you want that extra challenge. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to lower our feet down to the floor, leaning back as much as we can, and just very gently tapping both feet to the floor. We're engaging our core here, making sure our spine is nice and long. Just very controlled and slow movement here. Tapping our feet down, back to the tapping. I'm going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. What we're going to do is we're going to come back onto our elbows, keeping our knees up, and then we're going to very slowly extend one leg out to the floor, bring that in, and extend the other leg out to the floor. Extend, and extend. We're really keeping our core nice and engaged here. If you want an extra challenge, we could come up and do straight legs from here. But I'm going to keep this a little bit of an easier one today. Either way, it's going to be working your core nice and strong. So keep going here. We're going to do 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And from here we're going to shoot both legs out and bring them back into our chest, shooting them out into our chest. We're going to do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. And we're going to roll down and hug our legs in. Take a minute here just to rock from side to side, do whatever feels good on your hips here. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to extend our left leg all the way out. And we're going to hold on to our right knee. From here we're going to come up slightly, lifting our chest and our shoulders up off the floor, but again really engaging our core here. And what we're going to do is do single leg switches by hugging either knee. So you can watch me. So we're going to lift this left leg and hover it above the floor, and we're going to switch. And we're going to switch. And just keep switching. Again, this is a very slow and controlled movement. We're not rushing anything. With Pilates, you want to make sure that things are slow. They are controlled. We're engaging those muscles. There's no need to rush here. We're checking our spine and our core is engaged. There's no arching of the spine here. And we're going to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to add to this now. So we're going to lower our head down for a second. What we're going to do is we're going to cradle our head with our left hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to extend that leg out. And as we come back in, we're going to crunch with our foot. So we're going to extend and we're going to crunch, and we're touching our left knee to our right elbow. And we're going to crunch. Just going to work one side for a minute. Crunch, extend, crunch, making sure our core is nice and engaged. We're breathing out as we come in. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Hold on to that knee. And we're going to switch. And we're going to do the same again. So we're kind of putting most of our weight is going to be in the right hand. And this one's just going to be curling over. This is going to get our obliques. So we're going to extend that right leg. As we come in, we're going to crunch and breathe out. I'm going to do a few more of these. Just checking our core is nice and engaged here. I'm going to do 4, 3, breathing out, 2, and 1. Lovely. And we're going to squeeze those legs in for a minute. Also, I really want to normalise in these videos that, you know, when you crunch up, you are probably going to get a little roll here. I hate it when you see videos that it's just not normal bodies. You know, when I roll up, you are going to have some rolls, no matter how lean and small you are. It's okay. That's just a quick reminder. Okay, from here, what I want you to do is I want you to, and bear with me for a minute, watch this one. I want you to lift your right knee and I want to hook it over your left knee. So you're just doing a little, if you want to be super fancy, you can hook that right foot underneath your left shin as well. But again, there's no sort of prizes here. You're doing it on your own, so do whatever feels comfortable. So if you want to do your hook, and then you want to get your right arm and hook it underneath your left arm. And you can hold your hands here at the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to squeeze in and do a nice little crunch here. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. And 4 more. 3, breathing out as we come up. 2, and 1. Lovely, and release. Hold here. Lower back down. We're going to hook that left knee and left foot now. And we're going to hook our left arm underneath our right arm. I hope that the microphone is okay here. I'm going to move it for a second, just in case. I'm still learning. And we're going to hook and we're going to squeeze. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze. Release, squeeze, release, squeeze. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And release. Ah, lovely. Going to rock those hips again for a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to open our arms out wide. And we're going to drop our right knee, hook over our left and drop it to the left hand side. And look over that right shoulder, just doing a little oblique stretch here. And just swap over, so your left knee comes over your right knee, drop to the right, and look over your left shoulder. Just a little stretch. Perfect. And then we're going to come in again. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back to those single leg switches. And we're going to, but this time we're going to come up and we're not going to hold them to our knees. So we're going to crunch our upper body up with our palms facing the ceiling. And we're going to extend one leg and the other leg. And just switch them. Switch, switch, switch. Making sure our core is engaged. Making sure our spine is flat. There's no arching of the spine here. Lift up your chest a little bit more if you can. And we're going to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing job, guys. From here, we're going to flatten our feet down and we're going to come up into a bridge position. From here, we're going to lower. And we're just going to give our abs a little bit of a break while we work the glutes for a second. And we're going to lower. All of it is still working your core. Lower and lift. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. Lift and squeeze. And do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. From here, what I want you to do is I want you to hold your knees in tight together and flop them over to the left hand side. And what I want you to do is I want you to lift your head and shoulders off the floor, cradling your neck. And we're going to do a little oblique crunch here. So your knees are over to your left hand side, but your body is in the middle. You can watch me for the first couple, and we're just going to very gently squeeze up. And doing a nice little oblique crunch here. We're going to do 10, 9, breathe out as you come up, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down to the floor. And we're going to flop those legs over to the right hand side. And we're going to go again. We're going to lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. I'm going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that back down. What we're going to do is we're going to lift our legs up into tabletop position now. And we're going to open our knees open, and we're going to create our lovely diamond shape with our legs. So our toes are touching, but our heels are apart. And we're going to do a nice little thread through. I think we've done one of these in the video before, but I quite like these. So we're going to put our upper body into an arrow shape. We're going to crunch through our legs, and we're going to lower. We're going to do 10 of these. So 10. Crunch and lower. Breathe out as we come up and lower. Crunch and lower. Crunch and lower. And 5, 4, checking our spine and our core is engaged. 3, 2, and 1. And when we come to the top, we're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Pull those legs in. Lovely. And we're going to again remember, when we crunch up, probably going to have some rolls, and that's okay. We're not going to beat our body up today. It's Monday. We're moving it because we deserve to feel good. We're not moving it as a punishment. From here, what I want you to do is I want you to do a little roll like a ball to get the momentum to lift yourself up. You don't touch on toes into the floor. You lift up. And we do a couple more roll like a ball. This should feel really nice in the spine. And it's just a fun way to come up into your next transition. And we're going to hold at the top here. And we're going to do a little seal. So we're going to thread our arms through our legs. Again, I know we've done these in one of the other videos. We're going to hold onto our ankles. And we're just going to do a few seals now as well. So we're going to roll backwards. And come up and hover. Roll backwards. Come back and hover. And roll backwards, and on this next one we're going to come back up into a seated position and stretch out into a plank position from here. Don't worry if you didn't get that, you can just come up into a seated position from anywhere. I'm going to put my mic back on and hope that that was okay without it. Hello. What we're going to do is we're going to come up into our plank position from here, and we're going to hold for 10. Keep making sure our spine is nice and tight, our core is engaged. And we're trying to get our belly button to our spine. From here, no dipping of hips, no pointing upwards. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to lower it down onto our forearms. From here, we're going to hold. Don't need to feel like the longest time ever, doesn't it? But for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to come onto our right hand side. So we're leaning on our right forearm. And from here, we're going to lift our left arm to the ceiling, and we're going to simply do a little dip, and we're going to thread this arm through. So thread the needle through towards the right hand side. Should have put my hair up for this one. Lift up, thread through, and lift up. Thread and lift, thread and lift. 2 more. Thread and lift, thread and lift. And then we're going to pulse for 10, 9, come on guys, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. We're going to drop down. We're going to do that little mermaid stretch over. And we're going to come right onto the other side. So we're going to switch sides. We're going to come on, lean onto our left forearm. We're going to come up. We're going to do a pulse. And then we're going to thread through and open, thread and open, thread and open, thread for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and drop the hips down, scoot the legs in, and we're going to do a nice little mermaid stretch. Perfect. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come up onto all fours, and we're just going to do a couple of cat cows. So looking up to the ceiling, arching under, looking up and under. 2 more like this. 2. Last one. From here, we're going to bring our spine into a neutral position. We're going to have our knees about hip width apart and our hands about shoulder width apart. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to extend our left leg out long and extend our right arm out long. So we're going to create a nice long line with our body, checking ourselves to make sure our core is engaged. From here, we're going to squeeze this right elbow to our left knee. So we're squeezing to touch and extend. This is a great way to test your balance and engage your core. Just stay with it. Just checking your spine, making sure your core is engaged. This is a nice slow movement. Do it at your own pace. There's no rush. We're going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that hand down and that knee down. We're going to lean back over our heels. Just do a little stretch. Come straight back up. Extend that right leg and extend that left arm. Hold here for a moment. Checking that our core is engaged. Bringing that left arm to the left knee and squeeze. Extend. Squeeze and extend. Squeeze and extend. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release that out and go over our hips. Lovely. From here, we need to come up into a seated position. And all we're going to do is take a couple of nice deep breaths and stretches up to the ceiling. Stretching up, releasing. Close your eyes for a minute if you want. Stretching up, and releasing. And stretching up, and releasing. What we're going to do is we're going to just lean over to one side and stretch, and the other side and stretch. Come into the middle, and we're just going to remember that today is a new day. Doesn't matter what you did yesterday in terms of food, you still deserve to eat today. You still deserve to move your body nicely today. There shouldn't be any punishments. That a restrictive cycle for the next couple of days will not end in anything different than it has before. So make sure you fuel your body properly. You go for a nice walk. I am a massive advocate of going for a walk. A walk can, every time you think you're going to go down a binge cycle or a purge cycle, try and come to the mat, do one of my videos maybe, or go for a walk. Take yourself away from the situation, away from the food that you're sort of thinking about, or you're feeling a certain way about. Take yourself away. Go and have a moment. Move your body to feel good, not for punishment. And remember, we're going to work through this together. I've been there. We can get through it, I promise. So have a really good Monday. Have a really good week. Stay positive, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.